Hi guys, welcome to our knot of the week and the continuing series with our DIY knot board display. Today we are going to be tying the double Fishermans. Alright guys, so to start the double Fisherman's knot, you're going to need a single piece of cordage, and what you're going to do is overlap the ends. So you're going to make a loop like this, and you're going to be working with a side here and a side here. What I like to do is start like this and tie it with this side, and then I actually flip it in a second. I'll show you that. So the technique here is to tie the same knot twice. So you're going to go around, this is your standing part, this is your working end. You're going to go around the standing part with your working end. And you want to keep these kind of locked together. You can see my fingers kind of stay here as I do this. And I'm going to come around and cross back over here. And now I'm going to come around one more time, like so, and it creates this kind of figure eight pattern. But you can see this other line is kind of locked in there by that figure eight, if you can see that. That's a really important point to make because I always tend to see this pattern when I tie it, and that's kind of my self-check. So, and then I like to imagine it going through the eight. So this end here, which is still your working end, will come around behind that eight, like so, and tighten up. So once you get this tight on this one side, we are going to tie this again, but the checkpoint here, once this gets nice and tied, is kind of an X pattern. So you can, hopefully you can kind of visualize that. It may be hard to see with this multicolored rope, and I'll tie it with a different one in just a second so you can kind of see the contrast. But one side will have an X, the other side will kind of be this double stacked job right there. So hence double Fishermans. There's two basic loops in there, and the other side will look the same. So when you pull them together, it'll form a different pattern too. So now we'll flip it over to the other side, and you can see now the rope is sliding through this. So I will make sure I have enough to tie this, and I'll just do the same thing. So you can see what I did is I tied it this way and then I flipped it over. So I'm tying the exact same knot. That helps me know that I'm tying this correctly. It can be a little difficult if you're trying to tie it upside down or on something where your hands are moving around and you're trying to configure yourself into being able to tie it. However, this has always worked for me. So I'm going to do that exact same thing, go around the working end. Now this becomes my working end, what's already tied. So I'm going to go around like so, back across the top, around the back, and back under. So again, let me just back that up. Across, around the back, over, around the back again. There's my figure eight. Lift it up. This is where my rope's going to go. Working end goes through here. And there's our second side. So we're just going to tighten that up. Again, making that X pattern on one side, double loop on the other, and then you're going to pull those together. So you've got kind of your two X's there, and on the other side it should look pretty clean with 4 loops stacked like that. So this is the beginning of what's called a Prusik Loop too, because if we're going to use this in climbing as kind of a safety or a backup, this is how you would form a Prusik Loop. Now, if you have ends like this, you don't want ends that are really long like this. If you're doing something like that, if you're trying to make a concentric loop, that's just going to get in the way. You want kind of shorter ends. You don't necessarily have to back this up, but you can leave the ends longer, and even just do another backup in your Prusik. I won't get into that because this is a little more advanced for a Prusik, but I want to show this one more time with this rope just so you can kind of see this. Hopefully there's enough contrast here for you to see it. Again, this is just a longer piece of thinner cordage, but it's black. Hopefully you can kind of see it a little better. So I'm going to go around like so, around the back, and then again back through that figure eight, just like so. And this is actually the cordage that I use for a Prusik if I'm climbing. Use this accessory cord. So again, round, straighten this out here. Around the back, and back through. And there is your double Fishermans. All right, so this is what our little miniature double Fisherman's knot looks like in our DIY knot board display. Again, always, we've been using this cotton rope. We're now quite a few knots in. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we've already got 10 that we're tying for our little display. Still working out the logistics on it, but I wanted to at least show you kind of the progress tying the new double Fishermans. And as a bonus, act now. No, just kidding. This is an older style knot that I did with the double Fishermans. This was a first generation Liberty bottle when they first came out, but we eventually kind of did some collabs with Liberty bottle, and I showed this on an old knot of the week. But this right here that creates the tension around the neck of the Liberty bottle here is actually a double Fisherman's knot, and then this is a bow line to hold basically the lid on. So, you know, you could drink from it and then replace the cap pretty easily. So that's kind of a cool thing you can do with the double Fishermans and a bow line. Thanks for watching Knot of the Week. Remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel if you are not subscribed. Click the little bell icon and make sure you're getting our notifications for when we release new videos, because we have another knot coming next time, so you will know when we release it. Thanks for watching.